All right, everybody, Arsenal Fan Circle here. It is a Sunday show, and thanks for joining us, everyone. Uh,
And Puff the
yeah,
Magic Dragon for joining us.
the Magic Dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon. Uh, Hopefully, we're going to get a few people in here because we are actually going to do a podcast over on Brownie Show, Football with Brownie. He wants to ask us all about how this channel came about, so we're not going to get into that too much. Suffice to say, we're going to be mentioning a lot of names who have been part of the channel over the almost 3 years. And as Maahir said, lots of names that have come back into our core memory. And
Amazing.
it's amazing, right? So, but
Amazing.
not to cover that ground. So, we're going to go about 45 minutes here. Hopefully, everyone who has joined us is watching right now and has joined us will go over to Football with Brownie, and you'll see us over there. You'll be able to find out how this Arsenal fan circle came together. And there's thousands of YouTube channels out there. So, question really is, how did we? Why do we do this thing, Gary? Why do we podcast?
Because we're stupid. We're just dumb people. We like pain. We like misery. And we need. That's all. It's all those things, but we need company, and so that's why we do it. So
Misery loves company.
So Arsenal fan circle is a circle of friends. So yeah, that's why we do it. I mean, we do it for the red and the white, right? We do it for the Arsenal.
I will tell you, since you mentioned circle of friends, my sister, I think she's razzing me. I think she's talking shit on me because she always says, "How's your circle of friends podcast going?" And I'm like, "It is not circle of friends. It is Arsenal fan circle. Get it right."
Yeah, definitely get it right. Arsenal fan circle. But you know what? It's because it's Arsenal, and two, it's fun to talk about it with friends, and that's what we do. So yeah.
And we were doing this before the pandemic, and I think the pandemic has just crystallized and heightened the need for us to get together virtually and talk about Arsenal. People haven't
Yeah,
been able to get into the
yeah, I
pub
was
and
gonna
do that.
say, right, one other beautiful thing that the channel brings is it brings people together. So, I mean, even if I'm sure a lot of people even joined other Arsenal, other Arsenal like WhatsApp groups and stuff via Arsenal fan circle, via our pod, via all the other pods. My don't cause fire in the cockpit. Ready, good one. And it's brought everybody together where people are talking about life also, you know. Hello, you horrible lot to time. See, we just love all this conversation between people from all across the world, man. Not only here for football, we do talk football, misery and pain, and the roller coaster ride, but we're doing it all together.
Oh
Don't
no!
bitch with roller coasters.
I know
Don't
on this
get
roller
regular.
coaster ride, and then
Okay, my guys. Sorry, man.
Did you see the podcast on Thursday night, Maahir?
Yes, I did see the podcast on
Yeah,
Thursday night.
I used the roller coaster.
Is fam.
I used the roller coaster analogy. So
Yeah, I was in pain. I was lying in bed, so I was like, where was I? I could have just joined for a few minutes.
So yeah, listen. As I said here, I want to promote that we're going to be over with Brownie. He's going to be having a podcast, introducing Arsenal fan circle to people and understanding how we got together. So we're going to go for about another 50 some minutes, and join us over there with Brownie 5 p.m. UK time.
I
So
thought you said somebody famous, Adam or something. I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
Brownie.
yeah, I know.
I think I might have a hair appointment. There you go. See, me and Maahir have a hair appointment, so we might not make it. Just kidding.
Yo,
And Ready's keeping us updated here, ladies. 2-0 up against Toffees, and Gary said that's the real Arsenal team right now. They're showing the way. Tony, why do you do the podcast?
I guess I have nothing else better to do with my time than come here and
And you're the misery loves company part of it, right?
yep.
No, but really, we are fans also. I want to put that point home to everybody. You're all watching here. You're watching us, but you all play as big a part, and we don't see ourselves above you guys. We are equals.
That's
We're
why I
all
get in trouble for typing in the comments.
yeah.
Gary gets mad at me.
No,
Being a
Tony,
keyboard warrior.
you do a great job. You were the link to between us and the comment section, and you interact with
I'm a
the comments.
stewardess. I'm a stewardess.
And if you got some Gary Maahir, Stan does a great job as well. If there's any comments in there I've missed, you all pick up for me, you cover for me. So yeah, that's part of the flight controls. I can only fly a certain part of it, and you all pick up the slack. And Gary, you might have noticed the nuances between doing what you're doing now as being fed questions and stuff to then hosting over on the Red Cannon. So how does that dynamic work for you, Gary?
Yeah, well, I think the one thing is, as you know, is to have some good panelists on there, because sometimes they can drive it, but then you also can throw in, you can also keep the show moving along when when it starts to go off on a tangent, which it always does because there's so much to talk about. So yeah, no, it's good, and I think, like you said, we if you look at all of our guests we've had on over the years, I mean it's crazy because I mean I've seen, I've been part of Arsenal Fan Circle as a moderator first, or as a regular, just chat room, then a moderator, and now a regular. So no coconut water on the morning shows, just in the evening shows. Sorry, Riddy. It's just
Tony's
something
convinced it's mixed with something, right, Tony?
Yeah, I think it's got rum in there, rum and coconut.
No, it doesn't. No.
That will be a heavy mix to be drinking coconut water.
Nah, today, nah. It's actually, it's not even like still 11 o'clock over here. So yeah, Tony. Oh, Sam. You know what? I haven't had breakfast yet. No, come on, dude. I mean, be nice to me.
Yeah.
Tony is
and that's sexy Sam saying that.
I know. If sexy Sam says it, then it's supposed to be right, but I don't know about that. I don't know.
Maahir, as the youngest member of the channel, I sometimes razz you a little bit because you're part of that generation that wants instant success, right? It's like the FIFA. Is that fair to say that? You want to win 5-1. You said the Brighton result will be 5-1.
You know what? I was just trying to be. I'm not normally so optimistic and normally so overconfident because normally, realistically wise, you'll be like 2-1, the 2-1s where you get away with one goal and stuff. And I'm sure the guys do understand my sarcasm when I say something like, I hope. Because you see a performance one day and then the next day it's like back to normal. Everybody's back to being rubbish players, not good enough for the squad, etc. So yeah, it's sort of justified, kind of justified. I wouldn't see myself as in wanting instant success. What I want to see is performances. I want to see, like, when I'm at work, I need my managers and my bosses to know I'm giving my absolute everything. I'm sacrificing all that I am in order to make sure your guys, we're making so much sales in order so that everybody can be happy. They can be working less. They can be off more. They can be earning more money. Now I want to see that. I want to see performance-wise, and when I don't see that, it's disappointing. I'm like, you can see what went wrong. Then you say, oh, you know what? We haven't been doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G for the past 5 to 10 years. And all of this is added up into us being in the mud and unable to get ourselves out right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. The reason I'm part also is because I'm a people's person. I'm sure as you guys know, talking to all people from all around the world and possibly helping them out with this as well, with the mental state.
Yeah.
Big mental advocate.
And we've always said, Maahir, from the start, that if we have a group of dedicated and loyal viewers, that's probably a better situation. And okay, we would like the numbers, but we feel the people who come in the chat room will have an opportunity to have their comments shown up, their
Yes.
questions asked, and they feel part of it. So I think that's the beauty of the smaller channels, and that's what we do. You go into the bigger channels and the comments are flying. The host and the co-host, they can't highlight those
Up.
questions.
They can't even they can't really keep up because the comments are just flying through. It's like, yo, we need to talk about the panel obviously needs to talk about our like topics, and then also keeping up with it's just going mad. Your head, your head starts doing a 1080 constantly.
So Tony was asking what was Gary stirring, and Stan thinks that you're stirring the pot. Yeah. And that's the kind of banter we have, Gary, on this channel as well. I mean, we have fun doing this, right?
Oh, I was muted there, but because I
And
was the
we're
stirring, but
we
yeah,
still
no,
fall
you know
into
what?
that
Nothing's missed on this channel. Everybody catches something. You can't do anything without being caught. And Tony is definitely one to push it out there to the world to know what's going on. But yeah, no, this is like I said. I've enjoyed I'm enjoying my time here, and will continue to enjoy my time here. So
I hope so.
I think
Brownie.
everybody in the chat, we've got our a gang of I guess the brothers that hang out with us, or fans that hang out with us, brothers and sisters that hang out
And
with
the
us. So it's
Familia.
good to see you, huh?
And even
Yeah, family
even
for sure.
and even Tony, even when Gary finds that South American podcast, we hope that he will stay with us.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going
or
anywhere.
whatever.
He's gonna move to Chile.
It's
Gary,
just I can't do too many countries right now. It's just the U.S. and the UK right now in terms of regions. So I'm staying put, man. I guess.
Yeah. As Rady says here, the numbers don't tell the real story, guys. The togetherness and family environment is what matters, and that's what we can definitely bring. And we do have a knowledge of Arsenal as well. We know about the topic we're talking about, and you will find all four of us will very rarely agree on everything, on any one subject. We don't take the opposite side just because we're going to try and make it be a drama. We're not about drama. It's real debate. It's real discussion. And if, say, Gary and I sometimes take the opposite stance, it's because he believes in what he's saying, and I believe in what I'm saying.
I believe in what I'm saying, and you're stupid with what you're saying. Is what you're trying to say. You should let's just be correct about it. You don't know what you're talking about, and I usually do. No?
Right, a box of Lucky Charms and rainbows.
That's the kind of host I am. I'm malleable. I can be punched. I can be poked a little bit. I'll take it. I got broad shoulders and all this.
That's all you do, right? You poke.
Is this guy news? Maybe not. But we'll see what happens over on Brownie. It'll be some kind of.
You never know. Never knows.
So we are going to be joining Brownie in about 40 minutes from now. He's going to ask us how Arsenal fan circle came about and talk to all of the people who've been part of it over the years. Tony, I struggled with the title on the show. I named it in the end as a takeoff of Rocky Rocastle, one of our legends. Rest in peace, Rocky. Who are we? What are we? And what do we represent, Tony?
Who we are, just a bunch of friends, bunch of
brothers,
fans, brothers from other mothers.
Mm-hmm.
What are we? Chaos and
yeah, we're sometimes chaos, right? I mean,
chaos and banter.
We're banter, we're chaos.
And like that one.
And what do we represent, Tony?
Brotherhood.
Yeah. Gary, I'm going to ask you the same three things. Who are we? What are we? And what do we represent?
We are Arsenal, right? This is what Arsenal's supposed to be about, right? Yeah. Going out there performing, going out there doing it for the fans. We got our fans, and trying to get a win. Trying to get a win every time.
Yeah, good times and bad, Gary.
Yeah, so that's I guess that's who we are. What was the next question?
What are we?
And like you said, what are we? Yeah, we're a family. Yeah. So, like you said, we are going to fight, and we're going to, resolve our differences, and then move on
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
next thing to fight about.
Yeah. We've never really fought about something, but we've very dearly felt our views. And at the end of the podcast, there's no animosity, right? Maahir, there's no animosity after a
Gary
fall.
disagreed. He disappeared on us.
Everybody's
Now
got a boss, Tony, and he had to talk to the boss.
I'll I'll answer all three questions for you. We are the Arsenal Fan Circle podcast family. Second of all, what do we represent? We represent fans worldwide so that they can get recognized and their voices can be heard. And what was the third one? Just another.
Who are we? What are we? What do we represent?
What are we? We are
What would
a
we
family
represent?
of Arsenal supporters worldwide that get into a whole lot of banter, laughs, serious conversations,
Just a little
chaos.
bit of banter.
Yeah, just a little bit of banter, but sometimes it's absolute chaos on here, and we're so happy that we've got such a big family that
Mhm.
people tune in and they love they love the content
Mhm.
I'm
because
kind of disappointed we haven't had any wig talk lately.
Tony Wash.
Wig talk. Now we're just on.
Yeah, the
squirrels.
wig, the Stan wig has gone away a little bit, and we've gotten into squirrels, we've gotten into aviation, we've gotten into what's
Nautical.
the say nautical terms as Stan says, and then we got into lately into the roller coaster, which I know Tony hated that one on Thursday.
Oh my days, the
There
guys
was a
ate
good roller coaster game yesterday, and
Maybe,
OU college football
yeah,
down
exactly.
21 points.
Maybe I'll find a new analogy as well. So the as Reddy says here, numbers do not tell the story. The togetherness and family environment is what matters, and that is important. And for you all out there to identify with a channel, and look, we're not going to be your first, second, third choice, but if we're in your portfolio somewhere, we'll take that. If you dip in, if you can join some lives here and there, that's brilliant as well. And the interaction in the chat room. The other thing I've noticed with this channel, I haven't seen it anywhere else, is we can have our own chat here, the four of us, let's say, for instance. And I look in the chat section, and there's some other completely different stuff going on there. So
completely different.
never seen that anywhere else. Stan said
Anywhere from squirrels to pearl necklaces.
we are the voice of the voiceless. We are anonymous. Yeah, and as long as the anonymous is not a vindictive anonymous, that's a good thing. You know, and the man is addicted to that channel. Okay, Maahir, you were not here Thursday, so let's get your thoughts from. Really wants to know what your thoughts are on the Newcastle takeover.
Look, I wish we could be taken over by some rich sheikhs or the richest people in the world with so much money that it's like 8 times more than PSG and stuff. I mean, I'm very, very jealous. I'm very, very jealous. And I would say, really, am I worried? I am kind of worried because we may fall further down the picking table if in the next few windows we don't sort out our situation, which we managed to bug up just a little bit more in our transfer window, because now Newcastle's got money. What if they just go after all the players that, say for instance, a Raheem Sterling, a Haaland, a Coutinho, and they put together this whole entire squad within 2-3 windows? They could possibly go on and challenge for a title. Picture that. Picture the Newcastle winning the title before.
Yeah, that's where the money goes. We've seen it in the early '90s with Blackburn, as I think Stan mentioned in the last podcast. Walker, another Walker, brought them forward, and then recently Chelsea, the Agalarks, and of course City. Gary, I know you mentioned before. There is a move from the rest of the Premier League to block what's happening in Newcastle. a lot of hypocrisy given what's happened with City and Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm like, this is kind of where we are right now, and the fact that the other teams are standing out against it are one because you know what, somebody one upped you basically, essentially, right?
Yeah, about
So
five up to you.
well, I know, yeah, you can count, yeah, 5 times up, but I this is more for me. It's on the Football Association more than anything, right? I mean, if they is this the football that they wanted to bring to the world? I don't think so. I don't think this is what they wanted to bring, but they're allowing it because guess what? They're getting a little blinded by the dollars and cents of it, or the pounds and pence of it, basically. You know what I mean? So we always talk about how the games and the players are so different now because the money is so big. Some of the things you expect out of them, they don't have to do them anymore, right? They get that one big contract, and then you never see that fire, that energy anymore, and it's because it's just too much. That money weighing on them is so heavy that they really can't make it worth be worth it anymore, right? Because I'm getting paid anyway, so forget about it. So I think that's what's happening. But you can blame Newcastle, you can blame City, you can blame Chelsea if you want, but I think it's more of the Football Association, the people in charge of managing this entire thing. The custodians, as we say. We always say you're a custodian of the team, right? You're not really like a full-time owner, like you just own it, you can do whatever you want. These clubs are built into the communities that they represent. And when you start to take away from that, people get upset, right? People get upset when you try to do that. And the league is letting it happen, right? So if we can blame, the more I think about it, the more I listen to a lot of things, it's like we can blame Newcastle, you can blame their ambition to try to be better, but it's the Football Association, the people in charge of English football that are also letting this thing happen, right?
Yep.
And they don't, and we're not going after them as much as we probably should. They're letting this happen. They're letting the fabric of English football kind of deteriorate a little bit, and nobody's happy about it. But it's the
No.
way of the world right now. Everywhere
I
it's happening.
I think of it as I like to liken a lot of things to Formula One, I guess. And if Formula One set down a certain set of regulations, the teams are going to look into uh, the fine print of those regulations, and they're going to look to take any advantage legally that they can against this. So I think it's really up to the FA and the Premier League to set those regulations so that their product is what they want to see out there. The situation out there is what the Premier League have allowed to happen in many ways. If you're allowed to do these things, in spite of the human rights issues and all of that stuff, which is terrible. But the precedent has been set with Chelsea and Manchester City.
You know how to group us in there, right? We're fourth, and our owners having the money.
Yeah, I mean, there's always nobody's clean. Didn't you say that, Tony? Anyone who's a
No,
millionaire, Gary
Gary
said
always
anyone
says
who's a
it.
millionaire had to have done something small, medium, or large to get where they're at in this
Yeah,
point.
that's
By the way.
Gary
Well,
and Stan like to
well,
say.
yeah. I mean, I've said that all along that it's everybody's got skeletons. Everybody has things they're probably hopefully they're not proud of, or at least proud of the results of things, whether they're big, small, or whatever. There's still something in there that you don't like. Not everybody likes anything. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, it's
That's the big slice
yeah,
of
it's a big
that's
slice
the
of
Newcastle.
the ownership. Yeah, there.
Almost 80%. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's where, I mean, that's what the Premier League has done, right? So, and then what happens, for example, now, if every team that's out there is looking at this and plays much better whenever Newcastle comes to town, or they go to Newcastle and then Newcastle gets relegated, right? That would be the biggest slap in the face for an ownership group that comes in, all right? Because that's what could happen, all right? That would be worst case scenario for them, right? They come in, they buy a team, and that team gets relegated, and it doesn't matter how much. I mean, you can throw money at the problem at that point, but nobody's going to see it. It's not the Premier League. It's not the top tier. So yeah, I, like I said, I'm torn either way. Yes, you want to have an owner come in who's got that much financial backing, but then then there's other things to it that also play into it. Will you lose the will you lose what when you talk about, for example, the Arsenal? Will you lose that when you bring in a different kind of owner? And to some degree, we are doing that right now, and the allegations against our owner isn't even close to what Newcastle's is in terms of what's been done. So you're losing it now, and all he's done is kind of push people out on the street, really. But which millionaire hasn't really done something like that? Probably, So yeah.
Three biggies in the Middle East: Qatar, United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia are all using football as a means to gain competitive advantage. And during the course of our lifetime as a podcast, we are faced with a lot of issues that are football related. Some of them are society related, but we always try to take it as a sporting issue, which is influenced by political issues. And of course, we are fans also, and we can only comment and have opinions as fans also. I mean, again, taking the stance that we are no better than all of you watching us in the chat box, So I want to stress that point. We're also fans that just happen to put together a podcast. Not necessarily because Maahir, there's millions of Arsenal podcasts out there, and we just wanted to get our own group together, our own community together. And I think I like where we're at right now. I think we have a great group of people and a great.
Of course, it's very tightly knit. Everybody gets a chance to have their say, and that's beautiful. It's beautiful that people actually enjoy the content so much that they keep coming back. You'll see usual faces here that have been with us from day one, from when we decided to start Arsenal Fan Circle, and the amount of people. I just wanna say to them how much we appreciate them from day one that have been with us. Even the newbies that come in and join the family. I mean, it's nothing but love. I've got nothing but love for you guys.
Exactly, and all of you who are watching live now, hopefully you'll come over to Football with Brownie and catch us in about half an hour over there. If you're watching on playback and you're watching this right now, go find the video of us. It's going to be with Football with Brownie. We're going to tell you all about the history of Arsenal Fan Circle, how it came to be, and how our merry band came. Myself, Maahir, I grew.
Spit it out, Ray.
What? Spit what out? What am I going to say?
Hello, you're having a hard time getting it out of your mouth.
Finish my sentence. Go
Tony,
on.
leave the man alone. All right, leave him alone. Tony.
Gary, he feels like he can finish my sentence. We're that close.
Nobody can finish your sentence. I'm sorry.
I want to give him an opportunity. Tony, finish my sentence.
Nope.
He said spit it out almost as if I was going to.
I knew what you were going to say, but I just.
All right, what am I going to say?
Merry Band of Brothers. You know what I laughed when Ray said that now, Merry Band of Brothers. I was thinking like Ray's Robin Hood. And we're like his whole gang behind him. Assisting in robbing the rich and giving to the poor.
Right. And hopefully we can do that with Stan Kroenke here. KSC are not related to the U.S. government, are they? PSG, City, Newcastle, each are literally owned by an entire country, backed by their respective governments. Yeah, I mean, as Stan said, it's hard to put the genie back in the bottle, but you can always institute new regulations that will restrict Manchester City, that will restrict Chelsea, that will maybe restrict a Newcastle. Does everyone agree with that or disagree?
Well, no, think about this. They the league is going through basically being open to everybody, right? Women, people at different time, just open to everybody, right? No matter who you are or what you are and how you live your life. And a lot of these countries don't allow that. So what are they going to do? Come in and try and change that? I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't know if it's going to help change that perspective for them, but they're going to own a team who's open to everything, open to everyone. Doesn't matter, how they represent themselves, and what kind of lifestyle they live, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about here. So you own a company that basically stands for everything you're against, right? Because that's what's going to happen, right? And I don't think.
All right, my hair is going to drop out. He's going to charge his phone. Sorry, Gary. His
Oh,
phone
okay.
is going to die momentarily.
All right.
See my
Sorry
hair
about
in about 30 minutes with us over on Football with Brownie.
From Brownie channel.
All right.
Sorry,
Gary, you guys in, bro?
All right. See you
Yeah.
later. Yep. All
Hey,
right.
mate.
Hey, me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about.
No. So we'll see how this thing goes, but that's the part that's going to be interesting, right? Is that they they're part of an association now that is open to everybody and anybody, but they're the way they live and how they live their lives are totally different to that. So it's kind of acting it's a little two-faced of them, to buy this, buy in Newcastle, for example, and then turn around in their homeland and basically be doing the exact opposite. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but we'll see. Because certain things aren't. I don't believe will be allowed for clubs, because of their ownership, and that's why nobody believes it's more about the football than it's about other things that are, I guess, hiding monies and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
Stan is still buzzing from the boxing cracking fight that was. I checked it out. The pay-per-view was 70. They wanted $70.
Yeah, I get to see it at a
Always
friend's
find
house.
it
So I
where
didn't pay for it, but I
streams.
got to watch it. I would say it was a really good fight. You can tell the difference between a boxer and a fighter.
Yeah. I learned that
Yeah.
on Thursday night.
Yeah, you can see the difference, a boxer and a fighter, and that's what we
Yeah.
saw. Eventually, the boxer, was able to finish off the mat,
We're done.
finish off the bout. So,
we got about 15 more minutes, and we're gonna bow out. Join us over at Football with Brownie, at 5 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I think Stan is going to join us over there. It's going to be early in the morning for Stan. So yeah, check that out as Stan wipes the sleep from his eyes. Gary, further to the conversation we're having, I know I joined Arsenal, not joined Arsenal. I wish I played for Arsenal. I became an Arsenal supporter because
You played for Arsenal. Rosicky played.
Thomas Rosicky. I became a supporter because the romance of watching your team, supporting your team, the team that you loved playing, and then watching back in those days, if you were the better run team and you did pretty well in the transfer market and you brought players through in the academy, you could have a chance to win trophies. And I'm always going to be an Arsenal supporter, but it seems more and more disheartening for fans now because you're looking at the English Premier League landscape. You got City, you got Chelsea, the BDSs, right? And you got Newcastle is going to be a third BDS. And I'm sure everyone knows what BDS is right now, but I'm expecting Tony.
Why are you letting Tony? Why you let no?
Tony
Why
can
are you
say
letting
big
Tony?
dick swinging.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Well, he kind of said it was blocked out a little bit, but it's harder now for a club that's run the right way, Gary, to get success.
Well, yes and no, right? You have to be disciplined, and that's the key. Nobody wants to be disciplined about it. That's why it doesn't work. I mean, you have to be disciplined all the way from the top to the bottom, and when you're not, you kind of look at Arsenal, and that's what you see. But when you are, you see what Leicester's done, right? So I think it's not a matter of can it be done. It can be done. Is it going to give you a high percentage of success every time? Probably not, because you can't just fix it with dollars and cents. But it can be done, and we've seen it done. So yeah. So it's discipline for me. It's discipline and having a legitimate plan that actually, either has worked or can work if you give it time.
And you have to be a very good business model as well to identify the right employees, which are players, to bring in and play for you. Tony, in the last 10 years, I know you're interacting there. I like to interrupt your interaction. That's part of the banter, right? In the last 10 years, Tony, since, let's say, Man United won the league last time, it's been probably about 10 years. I would say there's only been two clubs who have won the league in what I would say is the right way and the old traditional way. That would be Liverpool, who have done very, very well in their cycle of identifying the right players, and of course Leicester City, which Gary has mentioned. Outside of that, you got a steady diet of Chelsea and City probably win the league.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Leicester that went out there, just that was a freak season. All the big clubs were struggling. We beat Leicester twice. We should have made a lot stronger run for the title than we did. It was open for us, but we didn't go out there and try hard enough. And to me, Liverpool's does it the right way. They sold Coutinho for a fortune and helped them get the right players in. Klopp sits there and interviews with players, checks on their character. And it should be about that. It shouldn't be about just stats or playing with ability. It's a lot more tangibles than that.
Yeah. Or I mean, City and Chelsea, they got the checkbook out. Lukaku started his career with Chelsea, and we've watched his career path go all the way full circle again.
Yeah, but if you include Mrs. Kroenke, Ray, we have the exact same money that Chelsea has.
Yeah, we do. We do. It's just if the owner is willing to invest in the side. What's happened with Arsenal, Gary, is the club has. It's kind of tough. It's been tough to watch the club decline, and Arsene Wenger had it and masters, or he had a degree in economics, and he put that to use in the time of moving to the Emirates, and he never wanted to go and blow a lot of money on surplus. And that's, I think, what happened with Arsenal over the years. He always just wanted to get enough, and he didn't allow for injuries here and there. It's come full circle to us this season, where we've had to spend a lot of money just to almost stay still.
Well, I think we had to spend money because of all the bad dealings we've done before. All right, you needed to catch up, and I mean, I even, I don't know if you recall, I've said it multiple times when COVID happened and the new season was about to start. I said, this is the time to actually spend any money. If you're going to spend a lot of money, you should spend it now. You're probably going to get good deals on players because teams are going to be looking to offload a little bit of their salaries and whatnot. And so you can, if say we would have spent 150 in the last season, I like to think we could have gotten even better players than we have now. All right. And maybe be one year ahead of where we want to be because we were able to bring in better quality players than we have and fill some spots that we definitely need at that point. So yeah, I think that's the key thing there. I had something to say when you guys were talking, but now I lost my train of thought there with that one. Yeah, I know I did. I usually write down in my notes what I'm going to say next, and I didn't say it.
Let's get out Menudo notebook, Ray.
I don't. You know what? Yeah, can you send me one of those? I know you have spares sitting in your basement. You probably have a whole,
Tony, if that's
a whole crate of it.
Yeah, I'll send each of you a copy.
That's
what were you talking about before? What did Tony?
Arsenal, how we've been degraded over the years due to.
Oh yes.
Not that we haven't spent money.
Yeah.
We've spent money. We just haven't spent it well.
Well, and you see, and that's the thing. So, and that's where the discipline comes in, right? Because we've been throwing money at problems, so we can't say that we want the ownership to be investing more in the club when they spent a lot of money. They've allowed a lot of money to be spent at the least, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
been
think we're
spent wrong.
still.
So I, I, as much as you want to hate on the Cronkies and KSC, they are allowing the monies to be spent. The problem is they are not backing that with making sure that the job's being done correctly, because I don't think they know, and they don't have the right people in house to actually tell them, look, we are doing things the right way. It's just going to take time, because we're seeing mistakes upon mistakes all the time. I mean, you go out there and you get the best of something. Arsenal hasn't done now. Who's the best board member or the best director of football, the best scout, the best manager? They haven't done any of that. If you look at those four this areas,
Mhm.
they haven't gone out and
Yeah.
got the best. And this is Arsenal, and they should be able to do that. At least one of those people in that group should be the best of the best, right?
Especially the one that said give him a phone call that he's open to coming back to Arsenal over
Yeah,
Mars.
yeah. So I think that's where they've gone wrong. Is they kind of they I nobody's managing, nobody's running this ship right now, and not the right people. So they need to get somebody in there that actually knows what they're doing long term and can actually put up a plan that you can see something positive come out of it, and be uh, responsible for it. Right now, if something goes wrong, so what? And that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you lose a big match and nobody seems to be upset about it. How can that be? I have no doubt if the Rams lose a big match, somebody will be upset about it, and you will know about it. Arsenal, that doesn't happen. All right,
Yeah.
and that's when you know that they're lying to us, because they're telling us everything's great, but you're sitting 20th in the league for a 2 week period. That's just not. That can't be the way you want to run your club. And the same thing that Maahir was talking about. You have a company and people come in, and the ultimate goal is to make some money. Everybody should be working on that goal. If that's the goal of the company, is to make some money. Same thing here. Everybody's goal is to win a, the next game. And if they're not, then they're not part of this team,
They're not
right?
pulling in the right direction or in the same
So I mean, and
direction.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's the that I, at the end of the day, that's not what I believe is going on with the club. Not
Mhm.
everybody's on the same path and the same have the same goals. Like, let's win the next match, and I'll do whatever I can to get us there.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut it short because I'm gonna give each of us a chance to go get a drink. We will be in 10 minutes over on Brownie's channel. He'll be talking about Arsenal Fan Circle, how we all found each other, how we all came together, and yeah, it'll be interesting and it'll be fun. If you're watching this live, take a drink yourself, go get something, and come and join us. Find Football with Brownie on YouTube, and we'll be over there
Tea,
momentarily.
water, soda, booze, coconut water.
Coconut
Beer.
water. What did Irish drink?
I'm
Guinness,
still
right?
I'm still waiting for Gary's answer of what he's stirring over there.
Oh, it's just my morning concoction of my vitamins and stuff. So yeah,
All
I'm
right.
I'm getting old, so I need all these
And
different things to start my
if
day.
you have been
Gary,
watching,
you got to pick one: beer or healthy. Beer or healthy.
No, I don't have to pick one. I can have both.
you can have both. Exactly. We're all adults now, Tony, so we can choose. Yeah, listen. Obviously, there's plenty of things to talk about more in Arsenal. We'll be back Thursday night, Arsenal Fan Circle. Um, in the meantime, you can still see more of us. You'll be able to see more of us. Bonus feature. Go over to Football or Brownie. In 10 minutes, we'll be over there. And if you're watching this on playback, check out Football with Brownie as well. If you wanted to know how Arsenal Fan Circle came to be, the story will be there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you. Thanks, Gary,
Yep,
Tony,
thank you.
Maahir. We'll see you in 10 minutes, hopefully. Take care, everyone.
Hopefully.
See
All being well.
everyone.
See ya. Come on, you Gunners.